Welcome to NFL Live on a Friday. We have RC, we have me, and Oswego will be along shortly. Super Bowl 59 rematch is the headliner this week, but we got things underway last night. The Green Bay Packers hosting the Commanders at Lambeau, and what a follow-up to week one they had, RC. Although the Pack lost Jayden Reed early in this game, he has a broken collarbone. That's okay, because Jordan Love found a lot of other folks, including Romeo Doubs.
Romeo Doubs here. Quick inside move on Mike Sanders-Drill. It's a big start for the Green Bay Packers.
And then in the second quarter, Love throwing it downfield for Malik Heath. What a catch as the Pack scores twice on 90-plus yard drives.
You mentioned earlier, Jayden Reed goes down early. People like Malik Heath stepped up and made big plays the whole time. And then Josh Jacobs, a guy who just finds the end zone every single game, gets in there one more time.
And the Pack leads 14-3 at the half. Micah Parsons continuing to make that defense even better. Daniels sacked 4 times, 12 quarterback hits on Jayden Daniels, and they missed a field goal too. That kicking game wasn't even working for the Commanders. Now they're trailing 17-3. He has time, and he finds the old man, Zach Ertz.
Jayden Daniels continued to fight Zach Ertz here with a smooth move in the open field. He fights for the pylon and gets it in.
Ertz actually had the best game of anybody on the offensive side there, believe it or not, for the Commanders. Packers next drive, they answer. How about Tucker Kraft in a game that he had?
Hey, I tell you what, Tucker Kraft is still open somewhere in Appleton, Wisconsin.
Packers win. Here's Micah.
Defense wins championships. Jay Love, I think, you give us 20 points, we should be able to win that game. It's all about getting stops and getting the ball back into the offense. As y'all seen against Baltimore or Buffalo, you can have a quarterback damn near have a perfect game, but still lose because guess what? The defense gave up, 40 points? So defense won championship. They want to, I think the fans like points and they like to see the big plays, but when you play great defense, it's just so beautiful to see.
They're, like I said, they executed their scheme, whatever it was. They executed really well because they won the game. And we just didn't make plays. Starts with me, starts with everybody up front, starts with the whole offensive skill group.
The Packers blitzing Jayden Daniels, that was a difference maker. He was pressured on 9 of those 15 blitzes, sacked twice, completed only 3 of 11 throws. Worst completion percentage, not just by him, but by any Washington quarterback over the last 15 years. Yikes. Micah Parsons played 15 more plays than he did in week 1, 69% of their plays on defense. Mina, what'd you see from that Packers D last night?
You know what I love about watching Parsons in this defense, Ryan? They could have traded for him and then just said, okay, cool, line up outside the tackle, we're going to rush 4, win on every down. Instead, Jeff Hafley, the defensive coordinator, uses him as like the queen on the chessboard, mixing up his alignments, sending pressures, both real and simulated, in different situations. And then you have other defensive linemen taking advantage of their one-on-ones. Devontae Wyatt, Brooks, Rashawn Gary, who was excellent as well. I think what you're seeing in Green Bay right now is what happens when you have a true force multiplier talent, and that's what Micah Parsons is, but you also have exceptional creative coaching. That combination is so hard to stop, and it's a big part of why Parsons' impact goes far beyond what you see from him in the box score.
But I love the fact that you mentioned Jeff Hafley first, right? Because that's a big piece of what they're doing. He's continuing to coach. He's not relying on his players to make up for the X's and O's. He's putting his players in position to win. And we thought that this defense would be good coming into the year without Micah Parsons. But what I did love about the way that Brian Kunikes made this deal was he didn't give up a pass rusher to gain one. He didn't say, hey, Lucas Van Ness, we're going to send you over to the Dallas Cowboys. Rashawn Gary, we're going to send you over. And so there are often times where you're seeing pressure on Jayden Daniels and you're looking for number 1 and you realize that Micah Parsons is on the sideline. And then now the second level, we're seeing Edgerrin Cooper play at an all-pro level, Quay Walker come into his own, and now Keyshawn Nixon and Nate Hobbs and Carrington Valentine, a spot that could have been a negative for the Green Bay Packers, they ain't got to cover long enough so we can figure it out. I love the way that this offense or this defense is working on every single level.
The play of the cornerbacks has been the most shocking thing to me, Ryan, because I thought this front seven was good already. They were good last year, but I thought going into this season that DB group, the corners in particular, were going to be a weakness on this team. I thought players like Hobbs and Nixon might be better suited for playing the slot. did not look like that last night. I mean, Keyshawn Nixon was unbelievable getting hands on the football. And I think you see, and Ryan, I know you know this very well, is how much a secondary can feed off of knowing that their pass rush is going to apply pressure and get home. They're playing with a level of confidence and coverage that, frankly, I did not see last season. And again, this goes back to Parsons and that force multiplier effect. You truly see it at every level of this defense right now.
And also, too, Michael Parsons wearing his cute little hat and saying that defense wins championships. That's an absolute fact. But what we also have to remember is this team scores well early on in the game. So they've been up in both of these games. They've been able to hunt in both of these games. The simulated pressure, bringing one extra rusher from the second level, or winning with 4 players up front. You get an opportunity to do so much, disguise in so many ways, because you're ahead on the scoreboard. And so I get it, Micah. Yeah, Baltimore gave up 41 and they lost and all of those different things. But because your team strikes first with the big play, Jordan Love's pushing the ball down the field, it now works complementary with what you do well on the defensive side of the ball.
Oh my gosh, good organization, good coaching, good quarterback, great trade. Let's go.
Yeah, they're winning.
Yeah.
They are winning.
All right, new on NFL Live from our Jets reporter Rich Cimini, Aaron Glenn says he expects Sauce Gardner to play on Sunday when they host the Bills. Listed with an injured groin yesterday, he was limited in practice. Meanwhile, more news coming out of this matchup from our Bills reporter, Lena Getzenberg. Head coach Sean McDermott said that defensive tackle Ed Oliver will be out for Sunday's game against the Jets. That's a left ankle injury. This is rough. He got stepped on during Wednesday's practice. He had a boot on his foot yesterday. He said they're going to see for Thursday's game against Miami. Obviously, it's a short week in regards to Oliver. Man, how much does this loss affect the matchup, RC?
Well, I think the first thing is whatever shoe stepped on Ed Oliver, that shoe should no longer be allowed in the building, because on Sunday night, Ed Oliver was the best player on this defense, even in opportunities to affect the game, whether it be the pass, tackles for loss, and then obviously the huge forced fumble late in the game. Ed Oliver was the playmaker on the defensive. Justin, and help me out here. Was Justin's last name? Justin Fields. There we go. I had a brain fart.
Oh, you mean the quarterback?
I'm talking to you.
I thought
I wasn't making up a different Justin.
I thought you were looking for
about
another
Justin
running
Fields.
back.
I had a brain fart. But I'm not saying that Justin Fields and Breece Hall are Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry, but they're kind of like Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson-ish.
Right.
And so you need a guy like Ed Oliver, who showed how big of a piece he was to this defense, to be out there to make some plays.
Yeah, I'm right with you, Ryan, on this run game, because it was kind of lost in the Bills' win that until the very end of the game, they were getting gashed on the ground, and Oliver was so instrumental at the end in forcing the fumble and getting some tackles. But that Ravens rush looking outside zone run game week 1 against Pittsburgh, the Jets offense, and the tape, man. Missed tackles, out-gapped, out-leveraged, guys completely misdiagnosing where the run was. The Bills really have to clean that up. Otherwise, I think this Jets offense is going to be harder to stop than many people